Hey guys, welcome to let's try to actually finish a Nobunaga's Ambition Sphere of Influence campaign. Um, so, for the uninitiated, this is a grand strategy game developed by developed by Koei Tecmo. It is set during the Sengoku Jidai era. So that's the Warring States period in Japan, with samurai and shit. Very interesting time period. Uh, Lots of honor and stuff. But anyways, this game is pretty cool. Plays a bit like other grand strategy games where you get to pick like any clan within a specific time period, so you could play any of these. But unlike Crusader Kings 2 um, or like the Total War games, the things that make the Koei Tecmo games so great is the fact that every single officer is treated with a lot of care, and there are a lot of them because you need officers to do even the most basic tasks in this game. For example, actually, for some reason, it doesn't give you the biographies. You have to unlock them for some reason, which is weird. So I'll actually go ahead and open the game here. But as you can see, even though we don't have the portraits here, there is a lot of people. Looks like I do have a few. But yeah, each officer has well-detailed portrait. Oh, this is cool. So, if you don't know about the Nobunaga Ambition games, they've been around for a long time, since 1986. Um, so Koei Tecmo has been making these games for a long time. It's interesting with Nobuhide here. He is Oda Nobunaga's daddy-o. Um, and it looks like in all the previous games, he actually looks quite different from Nobunaga himself. But in this game, he looks identical to Oda Nobunaga, just a little bit more stern and yeah, grown up. But anyways, what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be continuing one of my games. I'm doing the Viper Amino scenario as Takahisa Shimatsu. So that's going to be this scenario, starting 1542. And I'm playing as these guys down here. I'm already a couple years in my game, but I decided, what the hell? Let's actually try to record the rest, because maybe that'll actually convince me to finish this thing. So yeah, as you can see there, we're already 2 years in this game. I've just been slowly conquering the main island here of Kyushu. But yeah, there's a lot more to go. The goal of this game is to become the new shogunate of Japan here. And to do that, you need to capture the capital, which is either Nijo or I think it might be Nijo in this scenario. I would have to look. But anyways, we have to capture sort of the capital province, but also we need to capture 50% of Japan here and declare a war ban. And then that will dictate the game's completion. Or we can just conquer all Japan. It's really up to us. This is more of sort of like a sandboxy kind of game. But the game plays out pretty realistically in terms of developing your cities and stuff. Each city has a population, which dictates its soldier counts, which dictates how much money the place can make, and how far it can develop and stuff. Settlements have their own happiness. They have their own lord that is ruling over them. Within each city, you have to manage and place multiple officers, because in order to do any action in this game, from building roads to moving out armies, you need a officer to actually be responsible for that task. Um, and like I said before, there are a lot of officers. For instance, these are the officers in my clan alone, and yeah, I got a few. Some notable ones would be my kin here. But here's me. My name is Takahisa Shimatsu, and this game is very embedded with the historical context of the era and everything. They do a great job of really bringing the characters alive with the portraits and stuff. And with every single character, you get a bio as well, telling you exactly who that guy was, what he did in history, which is pretty neat. Pretty neat. For example, like here's me. I was the 15th head of the Shimatsu. I was Tadayoshi's heir. Uh, I unified the land of Satsuma with the help of his father. Uh, I was quick to adopt new weapons, aka muskets, making Shimatsu very powerful. Yes, muskets have actually just been introduced in this particular game. We encountered some European, European sailor or merchant or something, and he had one of these strange alien weaponry that we've never seen before, which is guns. And now I have guns, and a lot of other clans on this island have guns now as well, um, which is kind of a pain. But this guy, this is my dad. Um, he's a badass, as you can see from his stats here. Um, but yeah, he's pretty great. Um, he's he's basically like Mufasa from The Lion King. He's just doing nothing but sharing you wisdom and shit. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Well, this guy's my brother, second son of Tadayoshi. Yeah, there's a bit. This guy's also a badass. This old veteran dude. Couple other characters that I got here was like, because as the game goes on, there's a chance for you to get actually more characters in the game. For instance, these two ladies. These are my daughters, and they're freaking adorable. But they're also really good. She's really good at doing diplomacy shit with her intelligence, and she's really good at being a freaking politician. So I make her be an overseer of towns and stuff. You know, at 13 years old, it's pretty amazing that she outclasses some of my most veteran officers. But yeah, it's great. Great. Contribute greatly to the kind prosperity. Awesome. But yeah, each character has their own royalty and opinion about things. If they're too upset, they might actually defect from your clan. Other clans may convince them to join their clans, or even betray you, convince them to like turncoat in a battle or something, which can be a nightmare. As for the map here, I just finished conquering this province here, the province of South Higo. I just kicked the Sanano out of there, and we have our troops returning home. One of our men here, Irakin's Shijitomo, he has, let's see, does he? Or is it this guy? Yeah, he has 7 prisoners here because he captured the last castle belonging to the Sanano clan. I can't see who those prisoners are exactly, but when he returns back to his home, I'll get a chance to actually recruit those prisoners. But yes, the war has just ended, and the thing about troops is they actually have provisions. So they have a certain number of days worth of food before the army starts deserting and dying of starvation and shit, which is no good. Right now, I'm actually low on food. Um, when these guys get home, that will go up a little bit, but because of that, the wartime for this year is kind of over. I need to sort of focus on domestic affairs. I do have some money. I could buy some food if I really want to continue on with my invasion, but that might be a little risque. In terms of my neighbors, my next target is most likely going to be. Well, this guy's a Oda. The what is this? The Aso clan? Yeah, the Aso clan. Yes. Uh, Also, I'm actually really proficient in pronouncing Japanese names. So uh, don't bother to like correct me or anything, cause I'm a natural. I'm extremely fluent in Japanese, Konnichiwa and stuff. But yeah, my scariest neighbor is the Otomo clan here. They're a little big. But the biggest clan of all is the Uchiha Clan. Uchi! They are absolutely massive. They're led by this nice gentleman here, uh, Takamori or Toida Takamori. Um, but something interesting I noticed about this clan, because the thing about this game is that there's actually historical events that happen throughout the game as you play. You can turn the play with those on or off. Basically, what it does, it sets the AIs so they behave in a bit more of a historical manner. It makes them a little bit more scripted, but I believe it gives them more life than just the regular AI. Because the regular AI will just go crazy and just start trying to take over everything constantly, nonstop. Uh, and they won't really try to maintain as many alliances and stuff. Maybe they do if you play on like the max AIs and stuff, but for this game I'm just playing on the default normal difficulty. Uh, but yeah. So, uh, this guy, I was looking through the northern sort of territory here, and I noticed an interesting portrait belonging to this guy. I was like, "Whoa, that's a handsome boy." And usually, when they have a really detailed portrait like this, that usually means that there's somebody of a little bit of significance. So I was like, "Okay, let's take a look and see about his bio here," which I can do by selecting castle and then looking at officers inside. There we go. So yes, Takafusa Su of the Su clan. If I go to his bio here, you can see that he's an Uchi retainer, and he's a son of Okifusa. But he orchestrated his master Yoshitaka's suicide and installed Haruhide Otomo as the head of the clan. He died fighting Motonari Mori at the Battle of Itsukushima. Um, but yeah, his master Yoshitaka, okay, orchestrated the suicide of Yoshitaka. I was like, wait a second, his master. So then I looked. Look at that. Yoshitaka Uchi right there. Yoshitaka. Yeah, so this guy, if things play out historically as they should, he might be killing himself soon. And if we look at his bio, we get a little bit more information. Oops. So Yoshitaka here. 31st head of the Yoshi, he was prefect for 7 territories, ruling parts of Chugoku and Kyushu, which is the island we're on. He committed suicide after his retainer, Harukuda Su, the guy we were just looking at, started an uprising. Uprising. Now, I don't know how this plays out historically, but I'm curious if this means that our buddy, Takafusa Su here, might be thinking about declaring independence through a scripted event, in which case he would have his own territory here of the Sioux clan. Maybe not, but maybe. And that would be pretty great, because I'm in a sort of a problem here. Because my original plan was to become allianced with the Uchi clan to the north here, since they are the biggest. And I was just going to push over to the other island here, which I remember the name of, but where the freaking Chosakabe are and stuff. Um, but yeah, I was thinking about uh, expanding into this territory to the east here before actually dealing with Uchi, or maybe starting to expand into the Mori, which are going crazy right now. They just oh, actually haven't. But I thought there was an event where they said, "Hey, we're not going to be friends with the Uchi anymore." But I guess they're still buddies. That's fine. But yeah, they're expanding like crazy. Excuse me, which is no good. Um, where was I? But yeah. So I was going to just alliance with the Uchi clan. But now I got a new quest objective to conquer most of the cities, the ones with the exclamation points here, in Kyushu, so I can become the proper region of Kyushu, or like have the proper title to rule this area. Because this is actually a massive civil war, if you don't know anything about Sengoku Jidai. So we're actually under the umbrella of a emperor um, who lives in, I'm pretty sure it's Nijo. It might have changed though for this scenario. Because the capital. I don't know if this is like Three Kingdoms where the capital changes throughout history, but anyways. Um, so yeah, we're right now we still are vassals to the emperor. All of us are. All the clans here are. So you actually get titles through the emperor, through the imperial court negotiations and stuff. Oh shoot, we actually are ready for a nomination right now. We've been building up trust with the imperial court for a while now. Which basically allows us to get promotions, which allows our general here to lead more troops into battle and stuff. Um, so, just take a drink. So, I can nominate somebody. Oh, I can. Oh, okay, cool. So it looks like I can actually nominate other people to gain trust with them. But we're gonna actually want to get a promotion ourselves. All the promotions act the same here. It's mainly just like a title. Like literally, it's just a name. But like I said, it also gives you. Oh, it gives you more trust gained from diplomacy. So this is a little bit different from like Three Kingdoms 13, where you can get more troops for promotions. This just because this game is a little bit more conservative in terms of how it plays out and stuff, which I actually enjoy a bit more. It makes things a bit more strategic. It's not as easy just to roll over the map, but we got a bunch of stuff here. Wait, do they have the Kyushu in here? I wonder. I wonder. Asumi, Ayuga. The more you should get that. Satsuma. You know what? Maybe somebody took it. But we can be left or right lieutenant, or the senior sergeant, or the junior sergeant. Oh man, so many options to choose from. We're gonna be the sergeant of seniors here. Send a messenger to the courts to gain rank of senior sergeant. Well, there we go. How long have we been going on for? I think we've been going on for like 10 minutes? I don't know. Should have marked that stuff. But anyways. So, what's the plan here? So yeah, I was building an alliance with these guys. But now, one of their castles I might actually have to conquer eventually. Or I can just ignore the quest, but it's kind of fun to actually pursue those. These hostile things is just showing what other clans think of me right now. These guys hate me because we're on borders with each other, and I'm massive. Except for these guys. These guys actually are in awe, which means that they see me as being so amazingly awesome because of my power that they're willing just to sort of bow down to me, and I can actually vassalize them if I want to. The problem with vassalization is that You won't have direct control of their territory. They'll work independently still as a clan, but you'll just be their overlord. So um, sort of like a permanent alliance that they have to abide by. So they'll still help you out in wars and stuff, but you won't have direct control of their things. Which is actually fine in this game because you can, when the game tallies up whether or not you own half of Japan, it tallies up your allies as well. Um, so the territory still counts towards victory just as much as your own territory does. So it sort of balances out there. But what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead and maybe try to do a basic turn here, just before I end the video, because I don't want to go on for too long. So basically, during peace times, what you want to do is develop a number of things you gotta do to develop your provinces. You gotta construct facilities within the towns, because let's look at one town here. So you have the castle itself, right? The castle itself, you have these bars here. And with those bars, you can increase one of them, and they'll increase how many troops you have, how much money you get, how much crops you get, and all that stuff. But also, there's the population, and there's also a way to increase the maximum of these numbers before you even max them out, and that's through developing districts. Because as you can see, we have the castle here, but we also have these districts around it. So this specific district has nothing to update because as the city grows and the population grows, they'll slowly expand into these districts and you'll be able to build stuff. It sounds very complicated when I explain it, but it's actually very straightforward because everything sort of, all the progression sort of flows slowly. So you're not going to be microing this stuff every single turn. It's just when something pops, um, you'll be ready to develop it, and the game actually lets you know if something's ready to be developed. For example, we got one of the castles we just captured here, Hitoyoshi Castle. We can actually go ahead and develop uh, one of the uh, one of the districts here, and what that basically means is we're just allowed to build a building here, which actually increases one of the numbers. Because when you look at a district, you can see that in the bottom left there, it shows you what it ranks in terms of how well it can actually uh, uh, how much it will actually give you in terms of extra uh, extra development in terms of like crops, commerce, and troops. So whenever you expand into these new territories, it will increase it by that number that you see in the bottom left accordingly. Um, but we do have our commercial district ready to have an extra building upgraded here. And as you can see, all these buildings really do is they just increase some increased population, but they mostly just increase uh, the town's development maximums. Um, so if I build a town fair, make the district slightly suitable crafts, strength of the storm attack. No, we'll just do normal town fair. And we only have one officer here. Like I said, everything requires an officer behind it in order to do something, and each officer can only be doing one task at a time. This guy is our overseer, so he was actually going to go ahead and continue to develop the province. But since he's the only man here, I might have to make him uh, actually build the place. Now, as you can see, this doing a certain task costs other things. There's two resources when it comes to developing your provinces, which is labor and gold. Labor you get every term. It's determined by the total population of your clan. So all the cities combined, how many people are actually living in your regions and stuff. Um, and it resets you gain it at a certain amount. I don't know if it resets to a static amount every turn, but basically it doesn't stack. So, uh, like if I didn't spend any labor this turn, next turn I would still have only 24 labor. Um, And of course, this is also going to cause cold as well. Term, that's how many days it's going to take. So it's going to take a little over a month for this guy to complete this task. And it's going to increase the crafts to 984, which is that one stat when you look at developing your province and stuff. Um, yeah, this number right here hasn't increased. Um, But yeah, everything just sort of increases gradually. You don't really need to worry about building the wrong building or anything, because that's not what's going to kill you in this game. What's going to kill you is if you piss off a clan that's bigger than you, because if you don't have amazing officers that are great at fighting, you're pretty much screwed. But we're in a very comfortable position here. We are the most powerful clan on this island, so we should be able to conquer it, hopefully without much trouble. Though, then again, we are low on food, and without food, we can't fight at all. So, if somebody was stockpiling on food, for example, I know these guys haven't actually warred in too long. They could probably just steamroll us without us having proper food supplies. But once again, we're playing on normal difficulty, and the AI actually is not that aggressive, especially with the AI on historical mode, which means most clans will only expand to what they would naturally. Of course, if I break the timeline, which is very possible, or the AI accidentally breaks the timeline somehow, that's when the historical AI sort of shuts off and shit really starts hitting the fan. And the AI goes crazy and everybody tries to conquer everything, become rich man, which is amazing. But yeah, let's see. Looks like I've probably been running this video for like 20 minutes or something. Man, I really didn't do anything at all. So, man, this conquering Japan here may take a hot minute. But then again, I did want to explain some things, I guess, just so you kind of understand what's going on. As I play the game, it'll make more sense for sure. Because I wasn't, I mean, like I wasn't really gonna do a detailed tutorial or anything. I just wanted to explain the gist of things, kind of. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video here, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.